Hi, everything's AI now. AI and support is a particularly hot topic, and you either think it's going to replace everyone who does anything, or you think AI slop might make your company feel soulless and horrible. There's only two opinions to have, unless you're Ben Meredith, who's joining us to tell us why that's wrong.
This is WP Product Talk, a place where every week we bring you insights, product marketing, business management and growth, customer experience, product development, and more. It's your go-to podcast for WordPress product owners by WordPress product owners. And now, enjoy the show.
Hi, I'm Ian Misner.
And I am Zack Katz.
And, before we get started, I do want to ask you, please do subscribe. We did want to hit 10,000 subscribers. And by asking everyone to subscribe every week, we did do that already. So now it's like 1 million, I guess, is the right number now, maybe?
Yeah, 1 billion subscribers
yes.
Aiming for.
Everyone who's ever used WordPress is the only right number. It's that or there's no point at all. But if you do subscribe, you are helping us get this in front of more people who, product builders who might need this type of advice and help. So thanks for clicking that button.
Yeah, and a huge thanks to Freemius for being our exclusive growth partner on that road to 10,000 subscribers and now 1 billion subscribers. Freemius, if you don't know, they help software makers grow, monetize, and succeed. They're a merchant of record platform, which means they handle everything around selling software like checkout, payments, subscription, licensing, updates, all the stuff you don't really care about unless you want to actually sell products to your customers. They also handle global tax compliance. What a pain in the neck. So cool. That allows you to focus on building amazing products. Thank you so much for Freemius for being our sponsor.
Yeah, it's great. And I am probably, Zack, you're probably the best ad reader of any of us so far. That's amazing. Great. So yeah, let's jump into how we use AI to make your support team, I think, exactly 4 times more productive is the commitment that Ben's already made. And we've invited Ben Meredith to the show to talk through that. Ben, tell everyone a bit about yourself.
Well, hello there. I am so excited. You two are 2 of my favorite people. And I'm just really glad that you didn't invite Cromwell on this call, because
me too. Yeah, it's a great.
Really would bring it down.
Yeah.
Really would take down the enjoyment immensely. But no, my name's Ben Meredith. For those who don't know me, I live in South Carolina with my wife and 3 boys, and I've been in the trenches of technical support for like 20 years, and then the last 10 of those in technical support. Specifically. So before it was kind of customer service in general. Now it's really technical support and product technical support for, those last 10 years as well. So yeah, really excited to be here and to share.
So you said technical support and customer support, like what?
Customer service, I guess.
Customer service. What's the difference?
What's the difference? Well, technical support is, hey, this thing is broken. Like the thing that you are supporting is broken. Customer service is going to be a whole lot more broad. And so that's why I can say 20 years of customer service is because I was doing servicing of customers, as in, I need help setting up my cell phone. I need help doing this other thing. Whereas technical support gets a lot more into, or exclusively, I guess, into the thing is broken and I need help debugging the thing. Whereas in customer service, more generally, when I worked in retail sales, for example, I was doing customer service, but it wasn't technical support. So it was not just, make this one product work.
And I asked you that in part so that you could answer it, but also because I learned that distinction. Ben and I have a call. He advises me on support at Gravity Kit. So I consult with Ben. Sustainable Support is a great book that Ben has written on how to do support sustainably. Buy it, get it now, and you'll be like halfway to, you'll be 90% of the way to doing better support. The rest of the 10% is just implementing what he said.
You don't even have to read the book. Just buy it.
Just buy it.
We will be immediately 90% of the way there.
That's right.
How the magic works, but that's my thesis.
Yeah, it's awesome. And thanks again, Ben, for coming on. And for anyone watching currently on YouTube, we do encourage you to leave comments, questions, or feedback. If you're using AI in support, or you want to, and you hate AI and you want to throw your computer in a dumpster, it doesn't matter. Just tell us about it, and we'll highlight comments to discuss on the show. So Ben, as far as the 4 times that we put on the title, why 4 times? What 4 times? What is 4 times? And obviously, I'm being a little silly. It's not. The number itself is arbitrary, I assume, but what is it?
Exactly 4x. I've done all the math, and it's going to be exactly 4x. No, you're exactly right. The title's a bit clickbaity. I'm not going to lie to you, because you will 4x your support team with AI. And because the reason that I say that is because whatever currently exists on your support team will be amplified 4x by AI. And so you can 4x a really good support experience for customers using AI, and we can get into tactics and tools and tips and whatever. But if you take AI and plug it into a system that's broken, or a system that is frustrating customers, or a system where your team feels disconnected, you're going to 4x that with AI, because AI is an amplifier. And so kind of my premise behind this entire topic is it's not about the AI. The AI is great, but it's about what you are 4xing with AI. And so, yeah, if you've got a team that is disconnected, if you got a team that's not focused on the customer, if you got a team that's focused on maybe the wrong numbers, like CSAT or time to first response, or the ticket count, like hyper focused on that kind of thing. If you've got a team that's scared of losing their job, or a team that's burned out, or a team that doesn't feel heard by the product team or the marketing team or whoever, that's what AI is going to amplify. So that's my brief spoiler, is that, yeah, you're absolutely going to 4x something when you plant AI into your system. It's just whether or not you're 4xing something that's actually a benefit.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity and pitfalls down that path then. And maybe, I guess sort of the way I would want to take that, again, keeping in mind, WordPress product builders is sort of the people that we're trying to help here. If they want to experiment, or if they're experimenting now, how do they avoid 4xing the wrong thing?
Right.
What's the steps is what.
Right. So I guess, it's easy in one sense, right? Because I just told you, you're going to 4x whatever's already there. So if you've already got a problem, don't just throw AI at it. Fix the underlying root problem. So if you've got
but hold on a second, Ben. Fix underlying root problem. What are you even talking about? Because that's like, when you say, "Oh, just fix the problem," isn't that the whole thing though? Like,
yeah.
How do you identify what the problems are? How do you fix what the problems are? Let's get into this. Let's dive
Absolutely.
in.
So I think the key thing is, well, first off, and this is where I'm glad Cromwell's not here, because he would just like shake his head at me like, I told you that. You're the reason. I'm the reason that you are saying these things. When I was in a director of technical support role at my company, I was very gut driven. And by that, I mean, it felt like the right way to lead. It felt like my team needed to do this thing. And so what I had was something that was eminently unscalable. I had my own expertise, and I didn't have any numbers to point at why the way that I was doing it worked. And so I set about changing that with encouragement from Cromwell, to say, hey, you've got to start tracking the right metrics and getting some data behind this, so that you can say, this is where we're going. This is how we're going to get there. And so that's why I wrote the book. It was to formalize this metric system in my head of what is it that I want to encourage my support agents to do, or how is it that the support agent should be interacting with, or how can I measure how the support team is interacting with marketing or interacting with product or whatever? I need to get a clear vision of what their core job responsibility is and a feedback loop to be able to say, yep, that's exactly right, or nope, that's not exactly right. And then measure that over time to be able to say, hey, what's the, what are we aiming at, and are we hitting what we're aiming at? And so that's where the metrics in the sustainable support book come from. And so it really is as simple as deciding that support is going to have a complete seat at the table. The customer voice rather is going to have a seat at the table for product decisions or marketing decisions or whatever. And then measuring how well we're doing that. And you can measure from both sides. If you're a WordPress product owner and you're not over the support team, you're just in the product space, you can measure how well the information is making the transition from the customer to the product and say, hey, this is really valuable, really well thought through information that we can actually do something with. But if you're on the support side of things, it's the same deal. There are specific things that you can track and say, this, if we keep doing more of this, the numbers are going to go up and to the right. If we keep doing more of this, numbers are going to go down. Refunds are going to go up. And so we started tracking that years ago now, and really building a system that allows us to be able to stick our finger in the air and go, yeah, it is working to get there. And that's the problem that we solved before we stuffed AI on top of it. Then when we stuffed AI on top of it, it was magic.
Yeah, and so I guess to sort of get to the AI part, I almost want to like establish a bit more of that baseline. It's like you're sort of like hovering around the idea of like the empty chair test sort of thing, right? So, if the customer was sitting at the table with your team, are they happy about the actions you're taking to automate, and why? And I think that the part that I'm sort of, to be able to understand more fully how to automate it, like, how to get to the sort of like tactical details. Can you share a bit more about like, are there specific metrics you're thinking about, or a framework for deciding what metrics are appropriate? Like, what are you measuring that makes you know that the things you're accelerating are the right things?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, there's the obvious ones, the obvious metrics like 5-star reviews and CSAT, and those types of things where people will willingly tell you, or either you ask them to, or they just do it, and they just gush about your product. Those are great. But what I focus on in my management of a support team is I want metrics that the agent themselves can control. Their expertise, they can control that. And so I have a way to measure an agent's expertise. Ownership. How much does the person own every ticket, or own this individual ticket, in terms of the customer outcome? In the WordPress space, it's all, the locus of control is distributed with the product, right? Like, I am not in control as a support agent of really anything that's going on. In terms of, like, it's not my website. It's not, if I'm a support agent that has the mindset that it's not my product either. Like, and so the more a support agent can take that ownership role and say, I'm going to control the outcome of this ticket, and I'm going to assemble the team I talk about in the book. There's disparate teams in every support interaction. There's me as a support agent. There's the customer. There's third-party product A, third-party product B, the theme, the host. They're all on these separate teams. And my job, a good support agent, their job is to arrange the teams. And I use the Southern phrase, all y'all, to describe that. And so all y'all is like a big hug, right? All y'all are welcome. You're welcome to come to the picnic, the cookout. Some of you might call it a barbecue, but you'd be incorrect. Barbecue is the meat. You can give you can give a hug to everybody. And so we want to arrange 2 teams, the problem on one side and all of those other things that I mentioned is on the other side. And so I'm bringing the customer alongside me and saying, hey, we're going to solve this problem. I'm going to get your host to solve the problem that they're causing. I'm going to get this third-party plugin to solve the problem that they're causing, the theme, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So when you're talking about all y'all and you're talking about us versus the problem, and when it comes to AI, so how the way that we've been approaching this at Gravity Kit is multifold. Like we use Help Scout as our support desk, and Help Scout has an AI chatbot thing that can draft responses with AI drafts. And you can technically train it with a few different external data sources, but mostly it's also being trained on your support responses. Help Scout's AI responses, not the best, but sometimes they can be good drafts that you can work off of. They don't let you choose your model. They don't let you use a custom API key that allows you to get better quality out of them. So we have Help Scout built into our help desk. Then we also have DocSpot, docsbot.ai. DocSpot allows you to be much more specific with your data training, and you can add a bunch of different data sources. You can give your own API key and set the model actually and say what kind of model you want, like GPT 5.2 or whatever.
Right.
And then we also, so those are for self-help. So the customers can go to our support page and chat with our DocSpot bot. They can go to our widget that's also built into our products, and they can chat with the Help Scout beacon. Those are fine. And actually the DocSpot and the Help Scout beacon have reduced our support load by 40%, maybe. We're like hovering around 30-40%, which is incredible. A lot of easy questions are answered. But when it comes to coordinating the all y'alls, there are a lot of different questions that have to be asked and parsed and understood and processed. And there's a lot of code involved. There's a lot of there's a lot of server, like you mentioned, Ben, server variables. There's a lot of information that goes into answering a support question. And all y'all becomes a much tougher problem when you have limited context in AI. You have hosted solutions like Help Scout that may or may not be able to give you, may or may not be able to ingest the additional context that you want to give it.
Right.
So one of the third things that we're trying to do is build an automated system that when a ticket comes into Help Scout, the support person has a Chrome extension open on their sidebar. It then pings our own service that answers the question in the way that we think it should be answered, that combines a lot more data sources, a lot more information, a lot more context, including their like easy digital downloads, purchases, and their refund history, and like provides a lot more context. And then it also will read our documentation, identify, does this ticket ask a question that hasn't been answered in our documentation? Should it update an existing doc or create a new doc? Because those should it be just an internal doc that is about process? Do we have a process for answering this type of ticket? If we don't, then how do we create it? There are endless opportunities to build automations and stuff like that. So like when you say all y'all, it means a lot to me. Like the y'all is a big y'all when it comes to AI.
Yeah, I think that's where the multiplier happens, is that you can give AI context, and we're seeing it all over the place on our social feeds this week with Claude or whatever it's called now.
OpenClaw, yeah,
is what they landed on. The more context you give AI, the better results it's going to be. It's going to produce rather. And so, yeah, there's your next frontier and it sounds like you're doing more than we were doing at Stellar WP in terms of connecting and giving it as much context as possible. But the support team's role is not replaced by AI. It is enhanced by AI, because I don't know how many years off we are from a system that reliably could answer that question you just said. Have we ever gotten this question before? And do we have a framework for even answering this question? If yes, do this. If no, do that. Like that type of multi-step thing, we're certainly not there right now. Follow-up questions to AI, in my experience, and everybody who's ever used a chatbot, you recognize how bad your question was by how bad the answer was. And that Chrome extension sounds amazing, because that's going to be able to actually give me some context as a support agent to hop in there and say, this is what operating system they're on. This is what when they last purchased, the last time they reached out. It's going to give a whole heck of a lot more context. But that's where we've got to get to, is getting the AI, the input into AI, to be good enough to actually answer the question. And right now, you still need a human to answer much of those questions.
Yeah, I have sort of two thoughts to that. So number one, I think you said something really meaningful there of, you understand how bad the question was by how bad the answer is. I think that was always true. I don't know if that's even an AI thing.
Right.
In our support documentation, we have a very strong, 3 stages of a conversation concept that anyone that has ever communicated with one of our teams, we basically refuse to help you on the first reply. We're literally just info diving until we can actually restate the question with intention, and we know the exact question being asked. And we're pretty strict about that. Now, we do a lot of similar things to what Zack's describing internally as well, though. And that sort of 3 stages thing has served us incredibly well in using AI to present information to people to work with. Because essentially, if you ask the right question, the prompt, we basically wrote a process for writing great prompts 5 years ago, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and it's working amazing. Now, that being said, there is that sort of the question of the human AI hybrid side of things of what is the appropriate, if you could automate it and it was able to actually present something as good as what the person can do, should you?
Well, here's an example of further rabbit hole. One of the things that humans do is try to reproduce the problem.
Right.
That's one of the things that AIs are starting to be able to do reliably with things like the Chrome extensions that Claude Code and Claude have. There's also playwright tests that allow interacting with the website. So one of the tools that I've been working on building is, okay, identify the steps to reproduce this, and if there are gaps, then we need to clarify that gap. I think it's hilarious, Ian, that very kestrel of you to say you refuse to ask the question until it's clear, or to answer the question rather. My approach at Gravity Kit is always answer the question that we think it is and ask follow-up clarifying questions in case we got it wrong.
Right.
But okay, so we have AI guessing at what the answer is, just like we might do without asking the important clarifying questions. But while it's guessing, it can also reproduce to the best of its ability the setup that it thinks the customer has and see if it is an issue. It could read the code base and identify if the code might have a bug based on the description. So there are so many different things that a human support agent would do if they were given enough time with a ticket at every stage of the ticket that AI is going to be able to, and currently is able to do with the correct setup. So I 1,000% agree that humans are important in this process, and it should not just be an AI-driven thing. And I think the human touch is going to be less about reproducing the issue and more about kind of hand-holding and guiding and being the person who's along the ride with the customer while the solution is being implemented. And that includes I know people already who are running AI agents that automatically fix a bug based on a support ticket coming in, do a pull request, send the zip to the customer automatically without even a human being involved. that is pretty cool, but it's also removing humans in a way that I'm not sure is the right approach. But I think I sure would love to have a zip file that I could send to people,
Mhm.
solving their problems faster and 4xing our support team.
Nice.
I
Nice tie-in.
that makes me a tiny bit nervous of like if you just AI is imminently helpful. It says yes by default, essentially, which is very good in a support context, and we should encourage that. But also, there is that, sort of the thing that you said earlier, Ben, of like coordinating the teams and having a seat at the table. Like the friction between product and support, I think is a good thing in a lot of, if done well. There is times where maybe you shouldn't just write something and send it in a zip file, and somebody needs to sort of.
Well, that's the other thing.
Find that.
So much of our support points out user experience, user interface, conceptual issues with our products that need us to take a step back and say, does this need to be rethought at a fundamental level, the way that we handle this specific functionality? And I just had a call with Benjamin, our support manager, who said, we were talking about a specific short code that had like merge tags from Gravity Forms that weren't performing when in a Vada framework. Like it was a very specific, and we were like, okay, what's the bigger actual issue here, and how can we solve the core fundamental problem that caused the bug? And I do think that AI is pretty good at that too, where each ticket that comes in, one of the questions that in this miracle AI system that I'm trying to build that will probably never actually work fully is like, okay, does this require a rethinking of how the product works? And if so, what would be better about it? And if so, maybe you can make a branch and see if it works well.
Right. Yeah, because I think the main point I want to drive at is whatever we do with AI, obviously AI is happening at lightning speed right now, right? It is everywhere, and there's this huge rush to be the first to or whatever. What you just described to me, where somebody reports a bug, it patches the bug, it zips it up, and it emails them back with the zip, sounds to me like technical debt looking for a place to happen. Right? It sounds to me like, oh, yeah, that's awesome. But if there was no human involved at all, and that whole
I think they draft it. I think they draft it, and then human sends it. That's
right. And so it's super powerful. And obviously, I hope that we can get to a place where the actual debugging can be minimized, because I've been there. I've been in a support ticket for 45 minutes trying to get something to replicate, and so if I can do that with a button push, and then guide my little AI, I call them AI idiots whenever I'm working with AI chatbots. It's like, if I can guide my little AI idiot to go over here and try this other thing while I try this other thing, like, yeah, that's a force multiplier. But what you're multiplying is my expertise, because we've all been there, and I don't see this changing anytime soon. Is AI is going to make just absolutely ridiculous assumptions about what I meant when I said go debug this issue, and you'll come back, if you leave an autonomous agent to just go do his thing or her thing, and you come back and go, what are you doing? Like, no, the expertise is still needed, and it's still the human going through the process and knowing what to point at or not point at, or what, how to direct this whole process is great. But I think it comes back to having that philosophical bent, that the framework of this is what the point of support is, to give the customer a seat at the table that is valid in a way that is actually useful to the team, because you can't let customers come sit at your product meetings, because you'll spend 45 minutes out of the hour just explaining to them why what they want is not great for the rest of the company or the rest of the customers or whatever. And so the support agent is the translator I call it ambassador. You're the one that is translating to and from the product team or the marketing team or whatever the reasons why this is going this way or the reasons why this is going that way. And that's why once you get that in there, then you can start having these agents that are AI agents to do portions of the work, whether it's the debugging or even the answering of the questions. Although I've not found a support. I've tried to train. I think I was using Anthropic. Tried to train their API to do something in my tone, and I used my tone guide and I put it all in. I tried as hard as I can to train it. And then I ask it like 5 or 6 questions, and it sounds nothing like me yet. And so it doesn't get it. And so I think we got to feed it more data before it's going to get there. And that's where tracking the right metrics. And I think you can do it with AI too. I think you can say that answer was not ownership. That's a 1. It's a 3-point scale for those that haven't read the book. 1 is keep doing this and I'm going to fire you. 3 is keep doing this and I'm going to promote you. And 2 is you're fine. It's great. Good enough. And so really makes the measuring of each individual metric, and we don't combine all the metrics into one big lump, 60% or whatever, because that's not helpful. No one likes getting a 60. And a 60 would be a really good score. If it's a 3 here and a 1 here, well, there's something for you to work on, but you're doing a promotable job over here. So anyways, we keep the metrics separate and we measure them separately. And you can teach AI that. I've not gotten great at it yet. I've trying to set up an N8N routine to do a feedback loop on support tickets, and it hasn't really gotten it yet. But I'm still going to work on it. But I have no sense that AI is about to take a manager job yet, or a supervisor job, because it just can't read the context there.
Yeah, and I actually do have, so I have a little bit of experience with that part that I've been playing with over the last couple of months, which is, extracting the key root cause from every conversation when it's done, like post support and like, getting the job to be done and segmenting those. And I actually worry that AI is better at that than I am, unfortunately, which is, it actually like takes all the context clues and you can give Claude the entire zip file of one of your plugins. So it's literally aware of all of those pieces. So that in particular, I do worry about a little bit. And actually something I'm just going to maybe throw out there as a potential issue here, Ben, is if you are properly quantifying the thing to train a person how to do better next time, if we don't have the tools yet, I think we have the tools soon, that those exact measures and systems that you're proposing are what we need to teach the machine to do the job better, right? And I don't know what, I guess for context, I shared this in an episode 2 or 3 episodes ago. I was a big AI skeptic up until like December. And then I don't know what happened with Claude skills in particular, but now it's just like, I got 3 Claudes running currently while we're talking. Right? So I've gone from like 0 to 100 here. And I do think that like, the things that I am able to do today felt like sci-fi to me 3 months ago. Is there, I guess to turn this into a question, is maybe your book not actually the roadmap to creating the machine that does it better than the people can?
Well, there you go. Is your book worth anything? No, it's a fair question. It really is, because it's the roadmap is still the roadmap, because the people buying are still people, and the people that are renewing are still people. I don't think we've got much in the way of automated purchasing happening going on at a wide scale. So I still have to connect with people. I still have to have the skill of doing that interpersonal interaction. And that's really what Build Sustainable Support is, or Sustainable Support is. Build Sustainable Support is the website. But Sustainable Support is that idea that the more we treat our customers with humanity, and the more we treat, and it goes both ways, that ambassador concept, the better the whole, it's the rising tide raises all boats. So I don't think that's going anywhere. I think that it's going to be amplified, and we'll see hundreds, if not thousands, of companies go under because they'll amplify what was already there, which was a profit first, people be damned attitude. And that's going to show through. And so, no, I think that customer service, a personal connection in customer service is going to win the day. I'm not in any way worried that we're going to automate out the human aspect of it. We're going to free up support agents to spend the time to do the humanity driving portions of the customer support job, because that's going to be the last thing that AI is going to be able to do. I don't think it's going to get there. Call me a skeptic, whatever. Go ahead.
I think anybody who's listening, who has been bad at support historically, I don't reply well. I try to get it over with because that's not what I want to do. I'm a developer, or I'm a marketer, and this isn't worth my time. What you can just say, hey, AI, do a better job at support than I do, and it will, right? It will come up with a guideline, maybe not as good as sustainable support, but it will come up with something that provides better support experience than you've been providing. I believe AI will unlock better customer support across the board in every metric. One of the things that it's allowing our support team to do is to go deeper on providing solutions for our customers, on debugging and fixing right away, on coming up with custom snippets. If our customers are not going to be as savvy as we are when it comes to using AI, so we can use AI to provide better support to our customers,
absolutely,
and provide them with a custom code. But I think that the key is AI has unlimited time, unlimited resources to dig into something in a way that we, as support people who have a inbox full of tickets, are not going to be able to do. And so, an example comes up in my head, like there's a management technique called 5 whys. You ask why something happens, then you ask why that happened, and you ask why that happened. That's just a prompt that you can give AI that, like, okay, AI, here's this ticket. 5 whys it. Like, why did the customer get in touch with us? Why wasn't this prevented earlier? Why wasn't it? Why did the UI or the user experience even lead to this being a problem in the first place? Why didn't we solve this better? How could we solve it better? Like, AI can do all of that for every single ticket. The question is synthesizing, and I think that that's going to be the biggest problem we solve, is finding a way to bring it all back together.
Right.
And I think that the biggest thing that AI is going to do is not transform your support team. It's transform your entire business, and support will be part of that. Because when AI is answering all these questions and addressing so many things, then that's like just a seismic shift in everything.
And I just want to maybe agree while slightly disagreeing with one part, Zach. So
Okay.
The agreement is, I think it's actually going to be better at synthesis. It knows everything. You forget, it doesn't. I think its taste is the...
Yeah, but it creates so much output and the output isn't necessarily aligned with the thing that needs to be synthesized. The process of the synthesis, and let's add some more S's to that word.
Right.
The process itself is something we need to refine and get better at.
And I want to tie that to maybe Ben's ownership point a lot, because I had very similar measures with back at the Skyverge support team specifically. We had a large team, and we had a lot of this, like, how do we make sure it's better tomorrow than it was yesterday type of process. That sounds like, Ben, you're sort of an advocate for a lot of the same, different ways to get to similar outcomes, essentially. That idea of ownership, though, is, the whole WordPress has this distributed problem that I think you sort of alluded to earlier of, like, what is the host's problem? Whose plugin is it? Whatever. And that is sort of the thing that's, like, unique to what we all do here, and with WordPress support in particular, that, like, a SaaS product doesn't experience. And that, like, pulling all those pieces together and knowing everything about all of those things, I actually worry that AI is actually better suited than people at doing. And I think that that's why the magic of that ownership, though, is that you get people that they care enough over time that they learn, what types of customers are the ones that are the best fit for the product. And like the best support people become like junior product people automatically, essentially. And I think that there's sort of this, like, if everyone goes all in on AI right now, what is going to replace that specifically? And, like the flow of knowledge into more and more people to become these like broad experts of the ecosystem. I don't have a question so much as maybe that's the.
So I have a quote from 1979 IBM training manual that says, "A computer can never be held accountable. Therefore, a computer must never make a management decision." And I think that is a kind of a way that we can look at our support process and our development process and our management process as we do this AI transition, which is we still need humans in the mix, because AI is not accountable to anybody. It's just trying to do whatever it's trying to do.
Right. It's overly agreeable, and it's all of the things that we've already talked about. Yeah. It's not going to replace leadership. It might replace tactics and execution, but AI is not going to replace leadership within an organization. And it's going to, the right agents are elevated into, the right human agents are elevated into leadership thought. You have to think on the next level up to manage an AI bot and to spot when the AI bot gave just a bonkers answer and step into a ticket and say, sorry, customer, that was a bonkers answer. Here's the correct answer, and why that was a bonkers answer, those types of things. And so it kind of makes these manager level positions more valuable. And the right agent who already was looking to support, people come into support to get their foot in the door, to go to somewhere else in the company. Like you said, they're junior product managers. Not just that, they're junior marketers or junior docs writers or junior whatever. They're all looking to go somewhere within the company, because we don't pay support engineers enough. And so this gives them a real clear way to demonstrate that ability to multiply their own skill set.
Ben, you said something that I'm going to get like a little sci-fi right now. Like, you said that things are already sci-fi. Well, I'm going to take it next, like 5 years from now. If we have an AI powered virtual support manager who's a better leader than I am, better at reviewing the reports that are like of the analysis of each one of the customer response tickets, I personally can see being inspired by an AI generated avatar. I'm just putting that out there, because I know that, like, for leadership to be real, I need to show up every day, ideally, and communicate the company's values and reinforce why we're doing what we're doing and how we do what we do, and just reminding like people that, okay, when this happens, this is what we should be doing. A lot of this stuff is just reinforcement learning, and AI is really good at reinforcement. And I don't see why we couldn't eventually be in a world where AI has really good managers and is in charge of a fully AI support team. I don't think that's going to be how I don't intend for Gravity Kit to be doing that. I want humans to be involved. And I do think we need to think about how we address our relationship with self-improvement when something can be so constantly on, like Ian's 5 Claude chats that are currently happening. When AI can continually improve, how can we change our relationship with it in a way that helps everybody?
Yeah, and I've seen the other day, like I was on LinkedIn or somewhere, and I saw a job posting, which thankfully not looking for a job right now, but I saw this job posting and it said, "We're a people first company." And I thought, weird. Like what other kind of companies are there? And I know what they meant, and I know why they were saying it the way they were saying it, is because with all these layoffs in tech and all this stuff that's happening in tech, people have really started to legitimately fear that, hey, none of these companies here are looking out for people, and going that way. And so what it made me think of is, as we're building these AI tools, it, like you just said, to get not just sci-fi, but almost theological, like what we need to understand that a different why to an agent produces a different output. And, you know, the whole start with why movement from years ago, where we read that book and we all said, we got to start with our why.
I think it still applies. It's just we don't know how to translate it to the AI yet, I think. And I do want to just throw in one thing that you do hit a point that, Ben, I've been recommending this book to a lot of people. It's called Spiritual Machines. It's by Ray Kurzweil. He put it out in 1999. And it is basically about this, like, when the simulation is convincingly human enough, does it stop mattering? Is the question he wrestles with in 1999. And it's, you know, he's one of the guys that's invented all this stuff. So I do recommend it. He doesn't answer it in the book. So, you know, spoiler alert, but he explores the question.
Learn philosophy.
Yeah.
You're really not selling the book right now.
He explores the question with a level of expertise at a time when it was still like sci-fi and kind of silly and stupid, but it's like real now. And so the question is meaningful. So I'd encourage you to check it out. I'm going to pull up Scott's question here, though. So Ben, I'm going to pose the question to you in this case. The best support people can help the customer that way, like Ben did when he was in support. And he's referring to an earlier comment about leading to retention and expansion and making the customer like love the company or the brand or whatever it is. And will AI eliminate the lower level support people or help them rise to those higher skill sets?
I think higher skill set is the wrong framing of the different skill set. It's more of, I'll answer the question in a roundabout way. So when I'm hiring a support agent, what I'm looking for can't be product knowledge, because they don't know our product yet. Or maybe they don't even know WordPress yet, right? If all I'm looking for is product knowledge, you're going to hire a developer if you can, instead of a support agent. What I'm looking for in a support agent is curiosity, tenacity. You know, I'm not going to give up on a problem just because it got hard. Those types of character quality issues are what I'm looking for. And so the short answer is yes, it will absolutely help the right, the automation, automating out the low level, easy question stuff is going to cause the agents, the right agents, to immediately be able to get to a different spot. But they're going to, like I said at the beginning, AI amplifies whatever's there. And if you've hired a curious person, that curiosity, man, it's boundless. I fell down a rabbit hole the other day with Cursor, trying to set up something. No, it wasn't Cursor, it was Core, which is this new thing that I was playing around with that I saw Chris Limo mention somewhere, and was like, hey, I'll go try it. And I fell down this rabbit hole, and it was like, man, that kind of curiosity of like, I don't need to sleep right now. I'm going to go figure out this thing. That's what you're looking for. And then if you amplify that, then yeah, it's going to cause, it's not going to get rid of, well, it'll get rid of people that you probably would have eventually gotten rid of anyways, on a support team, because they don't have the curiosity. But AI is going to level up those people that need to be leveled up.
Yeah, and I'm going to qualify this because it's going to sound like I'm like debating basically, but the qualification is I agree fully. The hiring process I've always done for like any role is the concept of will versus skill. I care about more than anything. High will, I don't motivate people. I can teach people things though. So if they're motivated and they're excited, they want to get better, great. You bring that, you know, I don't care if you know how to do a thing. I will defend that anytime.
Yeah.
Right. Now, my debate to this, though, is going to be, I'm just going to use it as an example. When I joined Skyverge many, many years ago, I was scared and nervous, and I didn't know anything, and I'd used WordPress, but also I worked for Becca Rice, if anyone knows, and she scared me at the time, to be very honest. And ultimately, I think, had I not, had all of the easy stuff to chip away at and to learn and to really dive in deep and to learn a lot more, I'm not sure I would have made it. You know what I mean? It's really a matter of.
So here's the thing. AI is the best onboarding experience in the world. You want to know about our products? You want to know about how we do things? Well, guess what? AI can tell you if it's trained on our Slack history, if it's trained on our support responsive, if it's trained on our handbook. One of the things that AI is pointing out to me is how many things we haven't documented in terms of our internal processes, how we do things. So like to have a successful new support person come on and to be able to provide good support, they need initiative and they need an AI agent that can answer the questions for them before they hit our actual tier 2 support agent, which is our company Slack, where they can ask a human. I think it's just like internal support. And I think that AI is, again, like Ian, if you had AI 15 years ago or whatever, you wouldn't have had to talk to Becca. And Becca's great. She's scary because she's so amazing. That's the problem with her.
And to be, I want to maybe qualify that. Yeah, she was scary because I knew
scary
she knew
talented is the way.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and,
instead of having to come to any of your managers, you'd be able to talk to your chat bot and figure out how to use things. And we have connected DocSpot with our Slack so that if people have a question, they just click the DocSpot icon in Slack and they ask the DocSpot. It helps, right? It's good. It works.
I hope you're right. I guess that's the.
I mean, onboarding. How many things have each of us done where we point AI to a code base we're not familiar with, and like, I don't know, just like make it work, and it makes it work. It unlocks our ability to do what we need to do done. I think the thing that AI will 4x your support team on is if your support team knows what questions to ask. Mm-hmm. And that brings us back to what Ben was saying, was like AI can go off the rails. Yeah, it can, but that's where we need a human to guide what the AI is going to be talking to your customer about. So like, and I also agree, Ben, it doesn't do a good job with getting voice right. And I get an AI response, then I rewrite it essentially, or I severely edit it to make sure that it's saying exactly what I want instead of like what it came back with.
Yeah, it's gotten better at mimicking my voice, but it maybe that's
too literal when it comes to the training on it. Yeah,
it's old school in me. I like writing. That's the part that I enjoy doing, is the communicating. AI for me, the accelerator is what you just said. I have a local install with the 3 plugins that I need on it. I unleash cursor in there and say, why is this thing fatal erroring this in this way? And it tells me why. And then I take that and I write up a good reply to a customer or to a developer or whoever. But yeah, it's the voice piece of it and again, that's probably because I'm just a snob. Writing is
no, it's not.
So, and a quick little note I will say is I have offered to make my team don't be so precious hats for exactly that reason. Actually.
Yeah, as long as you're not using horizontal rules and like emoji headings, like you're good. Like customers just want their thing answered quickly, and I do think like that's the key, is to address it needs to be correct, and it needs to be respectful and like
to tie it to that sort of like the IBM thing you shared earlier, Zach, is like you still own the outcome. It's still you owning what it does. And I think it gets scary when you start seeing companies that are literally just giving the AI free reign to go do stuff. And that's there's a cross. I feel like maybe I'm still going to find out I'm a Luddite by saying that eventually.
I don't think so. And I do think that it takes away a level of excuse that our support agents would have before, which is that's not our problem. And Ben, you were saying about ownership and y'all versus the problem. When AI can read the code of the other plugins that are on their websites, everything's our problem now. Like we are in the problem-solving business, no matter what plugin we run, and we need to help our customer as holistically as we possibly can. And AI unlocks that and removes a bunch of excuses.
Mm-hmm. All right, and so I do want to get to the wrapping up for the last point of the quick roundtable question of what your best advice is for anyone thinking about automating their support. I'm going to start with you, Ben. I do want to just really quick though say I think we did answer what are we 4 timesing at some point, which is either you're going to do 4 times more or do the same amount 4 times faster, and it's up to you to decide. Do you own more for the customer or not?
I'm a 10x or bust, so I'm going to say 10x. Yeah.
$1 million or nothing. It's no point if it's not 1 million times more. But yeah, Ben, if you want to share, your best advice.
My best advice is be deeply curious, and surround yourself with deeply curious people, and that's going to open up the doors as far as things go. And so, I absolutely love having a culture of, well, why do we do that? Or what's the rationale behind bleh? And having an internal safe place on your team where support, product, marketing, everybody can see and interject and have those conversations where you ask the tough questions. I love it that when we first started talking AI, we had pockets in the company where I could have frank conversations with all levels, not just leadership, but all levels of agent, supervisor, manager, director, senior director, C-suite, doesn't matter. We can all just talk about that stuff. And so having the curiosity and the willingness to look publicly foolish or semi-publicly foolish is the superpower. And so being able to put yourself out there and have those conversations and be okay with the unknowns is going to take you way farther than trying to grab all of the pieces of AI learning you can and hold it to yourself and be like, I'm going to solve the world's problems, and then I'm going to post a long LinkedIn post about it and make millions of dollars. Like, no, share, be curious, be publicly curious with anybody. That has been the secret to my career success.
Yeah, it's awesome. How about you, Zach?
Well, I refuse your best advice concept, and I'm going to instead say best advice is, and say, okay, we're talking support today, but really what we need to do, I want to convey, is to rethink your business structure completely around knowledge, around solutions, around like AI is going to tear down the walls between customer support and the rest of your business, even more than Ben has been advocating that support be integrated into your company, like even more than it already should have been torn down. The company is one whole thing now. And so rethink your business structure, look into knowledge-centered service, which is a concept like Ben just talked about, everybody having their little fiefdoms of knowledge and trying to hold on to it because that protects their job. That's no good. Or not only protects their job, but like is also, it's lazy to just hold on to knowledge instead of sharing it and writing it up and enhancing the company's knowledge base. So knowledge-centered service, check that out. AI call at Gravity Kit every 2 weeks. We have an AI call where we it's voluntary, but everybody shows up because it's a really cool conversation. We all hop on and talk about things we're doing with AI and things we've learned about and things we've heard about. And that's been really an interesting way to get the juices flowing for how we use it and how we could use it. And then finally, if you haven't yet, sign up for docsbot.ai, docsbot.ai. Give it a play, see how it works, integrate it with your service, see how that works. Just experiment, because if you're not already using it, you really should be. And if you haven't yet, today's the day, tomorrow's the day. Do it now, because it's happening, and learning it now is better than learning it tomorrow.
Yeah, if you're starting 3 months ago, you're already late, is what I'm feeling like. So I'm in full agreement there.
But if you start today, you're still an early adopter.
100%. Yeah. I will double down on the knowledge-centered service. That was always, a lot of Ben's advice. That was always a good idea. It became 1,000 times more important to really care about it. I learned about that concept from Craig Stoss at a support-driven talk. I'm sure it's recorded somewhere. Maybe I'll see if I can try to find the link and share it out. It's a really great concept. It actually will tie that into my advice, is the idea of like creating an artifact from every support conversation is something I've always believed, and I think it's more important than ever before. And that actually gets to sort of that knowledge synthesis of like product feedback and understanding. We are at a bit of a disadvantage as product builders in WordPress versus like a traditional SaaS environment, because, you know, we send out zip files, they get distributed everywhere. And even if you're good at analytics and convincing people to opt in and all that, you're still doing less than what like is standard out in the world. So you got to patch over that hole by like really caring about listening to your customers and, you know, forming that taste from like just really talking to real people. And one of the best ways to do that, though, is just to tie in that concept of every single conversation generates an artifact, documentation improvement, a meaningful, you know, internal story for a feature that you guys should consider. Like, invest the time that you're saving in investigating the issue into actually, you know, solving the root cause in the moment, using the customer conversation as a trigger point.
We've been really focusing on that at Gravity Kit, or I have been. And so with like the whole team is aligned around with, I think, which is that when we update a doc, it's removing future work from the future support person. Like, we're doing it because we want to help the customer, of course, but we want to make our future selves happier. So like it had been closing tickets, was, you know, every ticket got closed as fast as possible, as thoroughly as possible. But no, now it's take your time, you know, work the problem, create a ticket, create a doc. Like, it's a change of mindset that I think is will pay back as AI becomes more powerful.
I should probably do like a blog post or something, but I feel very strongly the primary support metric is actually conversations generated per 1,000 users of a product. And so I'll leave that and not explain it further, but I'll write something down. But it's tied deeply to what you just said as well. So that's a wrap. Ben, thank you so much for joining us. Where do people go find you online?
So buildsustainablesupport.com is the website for my support ventures. There's a book there. There's some services and products and things like that. I'm on X. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. Been UNC in most places. So yeah, would love to hang out.
And if you're enjoying these shows, please do us a favor, hit that subscribe button on YouTube. It's free and it's really good for the show. So please do that. And special thanks again for Freemius being our sponsor. It's great. Thank you.
Yeah. And next week, you can join Katie and Matt. They'll be hosting to talk more AI for operations, building better internal systems behind the scenes with Michael Eisenwasser. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know Michael. So, is that correct?
Look forward to that conversation as well. I just nom, eat up all the AI stuff. So
yeah, I feel like they're probably going to build on what we've talked about here today with Ben. So it'll be great. Awesome. Thanks again.
Ben.
Thanks, y'all.